provincial reporter?
Filling in for provincial affairs. So yeah, I mean, we'll see where I end up next. I'm happy to do whatever I can do in the city.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nice. Okay. But we will get you back on the city beat.
I'm hoping.
Okay. Nice. All right. Well, you may not know this, but yeah, we didn't just get you here to chat with you.
Really?
Yeah. We brought you out here to test your knowledge, to ascertain how much of your city hall knowledge you have retained, and just test how much you have, like if you actually have been following city council like you claim.
As opposed to even are your real names.
That's always a good question.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for us to play Name That Noisemaker.
That's going on a little more.
Sorry. Long intros is what we're all about tonight.
This is true.
So anyways, how this game works, we are going to play some audio clips from city council meetings, from like city hall happenings, from city adjacent happenings, and you're each going to be given a whiteboard, and we need you to write down the name of the person, the noisemaker, and
Did we budget for markers?
they're attached. I don't know if they work. We didn't have time to test. Yeah. So you're gonna have to like write down the name of the noisemaker, and for an extra point, write down what you think they were making noise about.
But there's so much content for me to shuffle through in my sad brain. There's too many options.
We'll narrow them down for you.
Okay.
But we have an empty seat,
An empty seat.
and we have a third whiteboard.
This is a puzzle.
This is a puzzle. What should we do?
This is such a lack of planning. I didn't anticipate
We have
this.
$1.55 million to work with. And I was like,
Hey, maybe if we get somebody to do it for free, we can keep the savings and pass it on to ourselves.
yeah. All right, so yeah, we're looking for somebody from the audience who would like to play Name That Noisemaker against our accredited and trained journalists. Would anybody like to come on up? Anybody who pays a little attention to city council and would like to join us on stage?
Anybody with a real humiliation cake?
Anyone? No. I don't see. Oh, we got somebody. Come on up.
You want to talk?
Okay, this is Chris Simi.
Well, you want to talk something with Artesian? Yeah, I'm going to lose a couple elections and that's okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, right on. So yeah, take your seat right there. I'll get you your whiteboard. One of these should work fully.
All right. Maybe it's too hard.
So before we start, who are you?
Chris Simi,
And
man about town.
man about town. And you mentioned that you had run in 2 elections.
Yeah, I ran in Ward 10.
Oh.
Yeah, that felt great.
The man who has gifted this
Yes.
city.
Yes, yeah,
Thank you very
can
much.
blame me entirely for the election. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so but Chris, are you ready to play? And Clarissa and Alex, you guys ready to play Name That Noisemaker?
Let's do this.
All right. Okay, so like last year, the clips are very short. They're incredibly short. So this is going to be interesting. Okay, so I'm going to play the clip, and I'll play it again, and then yeah, if you need me to play it again, I will. But here we go. No helping them, please. go.
Squalor.
The word is
Squalor.
squalor.
What kind of squalor? I hope
Do you guys
it's
have
not
it? Alex and Marissa, you got something?
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, Chris, you know, since you're not an accredited journalist, would you like to use a lifeline and poll the audience for their suggestions? You guys can't change your answers are down, are locked in. Locked in, yeah. You have 6 lifelines.
Well, I've already
Or
cheated,
7
I've
if you need.
already cheated because they're bad at games.
My answer?
So, I'm observant. So, I'm gonna,
Copy.
I'm just gonna write the best second yes.
All right. Okay, shall we review?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna play some more of this, the full clip.
You got families with 2 parents, 3 kids, 5 cars, and I don't call it compact urban form. What I'm seeing there is compact urban squalor. I'm seriously getting people calling me about feuds for parking on the street. I have no place to plug my car in.
All right, Chris, Larissa, Alex, who did you guys get?
Mark Burton.
Yes.
Also, Mark Burton.
Yeah, I guess George.
Oh.
When it spoke for him.
Just a quick question.
Is it because I made eye contact with Mark Burton in the crowd that I
Is the noisemaker in the audience tonight?
Round of applause. Thanks for being a good sport, Mark. Our first bit could have gone very badly. All right. Okay, so clear your boards. Are you guys ready for the next one? Okay.
Yep.
Where do I even begin?
Mine is, where do I even begin? Oh God, where do I even begin?
Where do I even begin?
All right.
It sounds like you're Twin Peaks in your audio.
No, this is perfect.
Yes.
That's exactly how that happened. Okay, Alex, Larissa, do you have your answers in?
I do, I'm just a slow writer,
Okay.
ironically.
Okay, Chris, do you want to use a lifeline and poll the audience?
Sure.
Okay, everybody, can you help Chris out? Who do you think that was? All right, I'm going to play the full clip.
Where do I even begin? Okay. So just, I guess this is to the mover now. So why you're proposing to move forward with this today is because you want to explore the penalty fees for canceling the contract in 2025. Is that the relevance to the 2025 budget?
Yes, partially, yeah.
Okay. And to explore how much funding we might lose from the federal government.
Yes.
Excellent.
There's another risk too, reputational risk to the city.
Right, I agree. It is a reputational risk to the city to cancel funding agreements with the federal government.
Alex, who did you have?
Zikiniak.
Larissa?
I guess Turnbull.
All right, good, smart thinking. So yeah, that was from March 18th, 2025, Council Budget Day number 2. And there was a plan proposed to cancel an electric bus contract that was already like 50% through. The city could have been on the hook for the cost of 20 buses, lost our federal grant, and all federal grants into going into the future.
So we kept it because of woke. Oh, is the noisemaker in question in the audience?
No. All right.
You scared her off last year.
Okay, guys, round 3. For this next challenge, we're actually going outside of City Hall and going back in time a little bit.
The worst place to be. The worst place to be.
The worst place to be.
It's tourism Regina's useful. When the sexy Regina stuff didn't work out, they're like, let's just go.
All right, Alex and Marissa, do you have? Okay,
Spelling
Chris?
doesn't count, right?
Sorry?
Spelling doesn't count.
No.
Well, then we're fine.
I'm journalism anyway.
We just hand it over to our AI. Chris, anything? Would you like to use a lifeline and poll the audience?
Sure, I'll poll the audience again. Any guesses?
Audience? Okay, I will play a little bit more of that clip.
I moved in Canada 10 years ago. My husband is a local farm. And moved in Regina 6 years ago. And it's the worst place to be. I have traveled all over my life and I worked in Bahrain, Middle East. I'm a September 11 survivor as a flight attendant previously.
All right, so what did you guys have? That was Melina Bushamanga.
So just for context, for some of you who may not know, that was a mayoral debate. And that was her gambit to say that this was the worst place she's ever been. I think based on the idea that there's nowhere to go up.
Wasn't that her opening statement during the debate? Okay.
I don't know why I didn't recognize her. I had disassociated by that.
Yeah, and she also proposed as like a tourism effort to make prostitution legal. All right. Okay, we're going to do 2 more rounds. You've been keeping track of points, right, Aidan?
Oh, yes. I know Larissa got one wrong.
That's all I need to know. Okay, here we go.
KPIs. KPIs.
KPIs.
KPIs.
And I'll give you guys a hint. Numbers guy.
Are we still outside of City Hall or
No,
inside
actually,
City
sorry,
Hall?
no, we're back right in City.
It's just checking the numbers.
I am going to say I'm going to fully support this program, but I want to tie some KPIs to it. So I want to tie some key performance indicators to this. So with the sample group, I want to see that the free bus passes increase your grades. This is what I want to see. Everyone said we're going to increase grades. I want to see the free bus passes increase grades. Yes. So are you going to put a group together to say, let's monitor your grades and let's say free bus passes will increase your grades?
So that was, okay. What do you guys have?
Clark Visa.
Yeah. Work
Chris would
and
be familiar with this.
Yeah.
This is the 3 visa special.
So yeah, that was Work Tense Councillor Clark Visa. What was happening that day was January 29th. The pilot project for free transit for high school students was being proposed. That was the first day it came forward this year. And a delegation, Sophia Young, who is one of the members of Better Bus Youth, had just presented to council, and this was Councillor Pizzo, taken it to that 19-year-old, making sure that she commits to her grades going up. And as we learned in May when this finally passed, apparently administration actually had to go to the school board and ask if this was at all possible. And the school board said, hell no. We cannot share students' grades with you, Clark.
is the noisemaker. I get, he's probably holding, checking some numbers.
All right, so this is gonna be our final round. This is for double points. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, final clip.
Nickels. Nickels.
Clip is nickels.
Nickels.
Nickels. And we're back in house. And this is kind of a trick question. Chris, do you need to use your lifeline?
I'm gonna go back with my sound second guess for finding out.
All right. Okay, I'm going to play this clip. So, oh, actually, let's find out who you guys are. Oh, no? Okay.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second here.
Uh-oh.
But she did once he went.
Nice, drama.
I like this.
Alex, have you locked in your vote?
I've locked in my vote.
Okay, let's see what your votes are. Sickless,
Sickless.
Rasovich, Sickless. It is Dan Rasovich. And this is actually from 3 different council meetings. I'm going to play it for you.
So, you wonder, can those desks or whatever components may not be sometimes salvaged, used, I wonder if it's things like that, I mean, hey, I throw nickels around like manhole covers. I'm just thinking like 5% of the budget's $135,000, and could that be saved in cutting the grass less, and would people really notice? And, anyways, just, hey, I got elected on being, I guess, throwing nickels around like manhole covers. This is a small piece, and I'll have another amendment coming up that is a small piece, but you know what, like I've told other councilors, and when I knocked on doors, I throw around nickels like manhole covers.
So apparently, Dan Rasovich throws nickels around like manhole covers.
An inch at a time?
I think Dan Rasovich thinks that nickels are manhole covers.
All right. Okay, so what are the scores?
Well, at first Larissa lost, but then she got that one question, and then so she tied. So they all tied. They're all related. Our Optimation News,
Please.
that what the 3 of you are going to get is the very thing we've come up with, our innovative revenue tool for saving this city. It's the launch of our crypto coin, Bezos. So you all get 100,000 Bezos each.
You can use them in the City Hall cafeteria.
Let's go last on that for now. We're in negotiations. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys, for playing along. Thank you for playing along. Before we wrap this part up, Larissa, there was a council meeting today that we didn't attend. How did it turn out?
It happened. And it wasn't 10 hours long, so that was a fun development.
Yeah.
They rezoned a few things, passed the accessible taxi cab bylaw finally after I'm talking about that. And they found their 1.5 million in savings.
Thank God, because now they can pay us.
And it wasn't from mosquitoes.
So we're not going to be dying of mosquitoes this year?
No, we are going to kill mosquitoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell us what it was that they went with to get to the 1.5?
It was kind of boring, actually. The lion's share is still the carbon tax savings that administration was expecting to see. The second biggest share was not transferring $500,000 to the transit fleet reserve, which is where the money for the buses is coming out of.
Oh dear.
So just less money going into there, and a couple other facility upgrades and program things that they were gonna spend money on and aren't going to now.
I find this fascinating.
Our entire show is premised on this.
Yeah, and Alex, what's been going on at the Parliament? Anything city related that we should know about? And by Parliament, I mean like,
No, nothing super city related, so safe there.
good. I'm assuming that you like interview provincial politicians now.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is it like compared to like getting access to city roads?
A lot more difficult. We can normally just walk up to the barrier at City Hall and just ask questions of city councilors, and with provincial politicians in the legislature, we normally have to wait for them to come out in order to talk with them or interview them. So you don't always get who you want to get. So yeah, it's really a choice of whether they come out or not. Yeah.
Marissa, you're not going to like leave us legislature, are you? You've got this look in your eye.
No, I finally like claimed a specific office chair in Regina Hall that I'm like really attached to. So if I leave it, somebody else is gonna sit in it and I won't get to get back. So.
Generations of City Hall reporters have probably farted into that.
Probably join that list. I'm there enough.
That's why you don't go to City Hall in person, right? That's why.
That's what he's doing this.
Yeah.
Fart chair.
Chris, any dreams of like running for anything again? Do you have like plans? Are you going to be like, we're going to be seeing you in City Hall at some point?
Hopefully. I'll give it another go in 3 years.
Right on. Yeah. How did you feel about the campaign though? Like, did you feel like you learned something? Like, was it worth doing?
It was absolutely worth doing.
Why?
To campaign as a reasonable human being, that I still literally get messages every single council meeting from people saying, like, I should have talked to more friends. I can't believe what we wound up with. It's genuine heartfelt messages that I'm getting from people. And I just ran on telling people the truth, which was, I looked at the budgets, we have to increase taxes this next year. The most cut happy person in the universe could not do it. And it's gonna be a big increase, and the most cut happy people still got their hands on it, and we still saw 6%. Yeah. And it wasn't about spending money on everything flying, it was just about being honest with people. Nice. Yeah. Cool. We need more of that.
Or you can invest in diesel bits. Which truthfully.
Just wait till I get that posted on Blue Sky. You know? We're the market on grilled cheese in City Hall.
We should move on.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for coming out, Chris. Thanks for coming out, Marissa and Alex. You guys are awesome. Okay, I'm going to have a room. So we've got one more clip, actually. Aidan. Oh, thank you for the please. We've got one more clip. Yeah, so I wanted to play another clip. This is just for us and for all of you. Because we Clowns. So this is another Councilor Biza clip.
Thank you. Yeah, so as I went on the Facebook page, I found that there was defund the police, they support costs, they block trains. So what is the intent here? And you're not coming to the table with insurance, so what is the intent? What is your ask? And it previously called council a bunch of clowns, so what is the ask of this?
Why are you asking me?
Well, you said you were supporting good travel.
Councilor Biza, we're not going to get into debate. If you have a question related to the motion, let's stick to that.
what is the space going to be used for? Is the space going to be used for kind of an ideology training ground, or is it going to be used for delivering actually something to the community?
I said this is about ideology.
So it's an ideology.
Yeah, I believe that for the record you said not about ideology.
Okay.
So this is from, this will be from the April 9th, 2025.
This is actually from the depths of hell.
So Councillor Victoria Flores had brought a motion to City Council, and it was to establish an agreement with the Heritage Community Association, Good Trouble Network YQR. Interviews with former old #1 fire hall at a rate of $1 per month for a 6-month period to operate the Heritage Fast program, which will be providing meals to people who are in need. Councillors Bezos, Siklis, and Rasevich had a series of questions about social media posts that Good Trouble members had made. But they didn't ask those questions to the members of Good Trouble who had actually just presented in council. They spoke, they sat back down. Professor Peter Mraz, who's a University of Regina professor who's been supporting them and providing like some business training, he got up to speak, and then Bezo was asking these questions about social media posts that Peter Mraz did not make, but Good Trouble did. So Good Trouble did not get to defend himself. And actually, I do believe that at least one member of Good Trouble is here in the audience. Kel McCormick. So yeah, Good Trouble, they're doing fantastic work. Are you guys up and running in old #1 Fire Hall now?
Not yet.
Soon?
Next week.
Next week? Awesome. So how often, like how many times a week are you guys going to be providing food for people?
5 days a week.
5 days a week.
And how many trains will you be blocking?
It depends on the day.
How many?
Depends on the day.
Depends. Awesome.
It's a good train day.
All right. Well, okay, so this is happening in old #1 Fire Hall. And a little bit of Regina history. Old #1 Fire Hall is old. And in 2016, when we were just a newly minted podcast, a very, very fresh young bureau, old #1 Fire Hall was renovated. It was given a full historic restoration. And we wrote a song about old #1 Fire Hall and its historic restoration. And so, you know, in honor of Good Trouble being able to do some good work out of the old #1 Fire Hall, we're going to perform that now. The song is Old #1 Fire Hall, and it's for guitar and horn. We're just going to need a moment to set up.
Now, you may recall that as you entered this Artesian, there was a box of foam earplugs. And I kept saying, you might want to do it because things might get loud. And time is lost.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Aidan, microphone.
No. Not gonna need it.
Yeah, you'll hear it fine.
Old #1 Fire Hall needs its roof replaced. Horrific haze in on our heads, our town will be disgraced. Old #1 Fire Hall needs its roof restored. Drop tenders off with purchasing branch or with the ambassadors. The dormer trims beyond repair, the windowsills are screwed. The store windows, the less you know, the better it is for you. The gables need some TLC, their shingles came unstuck. The flat roof parks are so built up, they are completely fucked. Oh, the fire hall needs its roof replaced. Or if it caves in on our heads, our town will be disgraced. Yeah, well, number one, fire hall needs its roof refined. Drop tenders off by 2 p.m. at Central Standard Time. The carpet's on floors 2 and 3, a fucking travesty. The back roof lacks a ladder up, as you can fucking see. The block's so fucked, I don't know why you even fucking tried. It looks like it was installed fucked by some fucking guy. Oh, number one, fire hall needs its roof redone. For if it caves in on our heads, I'm suing everyone. Don't think I'm even kidding, dude, I'll lawyer up so fast. My cousin, he just passed the bar, he'll nail your fucking ass. Bids are due June 24, how to drop them off is new. I sing it nearly every chorus. Leave me the fuck alone. This has been a Queen City tender moment tune. If you found it too foul-mouthed, go to the fucking moon. Fire hall needs its roof replaced. For if it caves in on our heads, our town will be more of a fucking disgrace. Fire hall needs its roof redone. So fuck this fucking, fuckity, fucking, fuck you, everyone. All right, so that was the old number one fire hall. That was excellent work, Aidan.
Thank you. I think I caught like a solid 75 to 80%.
And it will be fine for radio. Okay, so next up, last year, we talked about, okay, I actually have another. So last year, we talked about an incident at City Council many, many years ago when they were trying to get rid of R1 zoning. R1 zoning, I find this is very interesting. It's when you have like a zone where you can only have like a single family house on a lot. And it means that you can't get duplexes or triplexes or fourplexes in, and it's one of the things that's led to our housing crisis is this R1 zoning which exists across the country. And it's the most widespread zoning in Regina, or it was. And administration recommended getting rid of it. A whole bunch of people came out and were like, no, you can't get rid of R1 zoning because we don't want duplexes in our neighborhood.
What do you think people said about duplexes?
Well, I can tell you what they said about duplexes. This was one of the delegates.
Where we live, every home is a single detached home in terms of accommodation, so people take care of their properties. I don't want to be pounded by duplexes and semi-detached and neighbors that would add granny shacks on the back and bring in other families. I don't want that. So.
He doesn't want that. He doesn't want to be pounded by duplexes. It seems physically impossible. You know that they say that fears are just, the shadow side of desires.
Exactly. So last year I had presented to Aidan at our show last year the romantic fan fiction, the erotic fan fiction that I had written.
Extremely erotic.
About being pounded by duplexes. This woman has haunted me for 10 years. I'm not just pounded by duplexes. Me.
We know it.
Anyways, I understand.
Yes, so I wrote a sequel. The original was From NIMBY to YIMBY by Randy Urban. This, however, I've written this one, and Paul is going to read it. It's from NIMBY to YIMBY 2, Laneway Loving.
I have, hello? Sorry, we should have warned you about that tangent. I have not read this. This is the first time I am seeing this.
I'm going to stand right here so I can be very close to Paul as he reads these words.
It's long.
It's about as long as yours was last year.
Okay, from NIMBY to YIMBY 2, Laneway Loving. Dear QCIB, I normally don't write letters like this, but after what happened to me last week, I had to share with your listeners. My name is Brian White. I'm a fit, handsome guy in my mid-50s, 6'2", well built for my age. But not to brag, but I really put the pickle in pickleball. I live with my wife out in the East End where there's room to sprawl. My split level packs a wide driveway for my F-150 and my Escalade, and a 2-car garage for my table saw and my wife's hardware supplies. Believe me, I've got the kind of lot that makes the neighbors turn their heads. Last week, I had to go down to Lakeview to pick up a power router for someone I contacted on Kijiji. The address looked a little funny, but I figured, hey, it's Lakeview. That place is wild. I went, actually I've heard stories about Lakeview. Sheila knows what I'm talking. That place is wild. I went to a party on Cameron Street back in the 1980s, and I thought a guy was trying to pass me a marijuana cigarette. Turned out it was a regular cigarette, but this guy had a ponytail. I called the cops and got out of there just to be safe. I turned off Regina Avenue and started cruising the Volvo-choked streets in my Escalade. The GPS told me to turn into an alley. Wait, that couldn't be right. Who the hell lives in an alley? Was this all a ruse to steal my pickleball gear? Well, if it was, I was more than ready to take on these Lakeview punks. The alley was even tighter than it looked from the side.
That word just works every time.
Nonetheless, I squeezed my luxury SUV into that narrow little lane. You have arrived at your destination, my onboard GPS purred. Was it my imagination? Or was there a knowing smirk in that innocent phrase? That's when I saw it, a slinky laneway suite, stretched out seductively over a 2-car garage. It was built just the way I like it, with a naughty little balcony and a set of stairs you could walk up and down all day. Hey there, Brian, the suite whispered. I've got your router right here. You just have to come on up and get it. You know my name? She gasped. My heart pounded. I was dangerously out of my mixed zone. I sure do, she said. My name is Granny Flats. But you can call me Lady. You don't look like any granny I've ever met, I said, already halfway up the steps. Her windows turned a rosy pink. Well, sometimes I do get grandfathered in. And you look like a grandfather to me. I reached the top and let my hand rest on the vintage thrifted doorknob. A wreath on the door formed a perfect tempting oh. She giggled softly behind me. I'd like that, in fact. Why don't you build one of me over your own garage? My breath caught in my throat. I don't know. My wife, my neighbors, my pickleball buddies. They'd never understand. My life would be ruined. I felt a pair of soft hands on my shoulders and something that might have been a power router pressing into the small of my back. You have... all you have to do is complete the Backyard Suite permit application package available on the City of Regina website. A full set of design guidelines and advisories. This is so hot. The full set of design guidelines and advisories are included for your convenience. Incomplete submissions will not be accepted. Do you promise to be gentle with me? I asked. I have angina. I'll be gentle, up to a point, she whispered, her breath hot in my ear. I know how much you like your sprawl, but sometimes, Brian, you need to submit to a little infill.
I've been waiting to use infill in a filthy context for 10 years.
All right. Okay, I think, don't you have one more thing?
Do I have one more thing? I do. Actually, I need to go into the next room to get the thing.
Oh, okay, he has one more thing.
So just vamp until after.
Oh, yeah, I'm great at vamping. So how about that Florida thing? So, yeah, 10 hours. 10 hours of fluoride. But we got it in the end. I don't know where Yeah, it was pretty interesting. We had, one of the things I very much enjoyed about the fluoride debates, we had a lot of people from the United States who came up who assured us that they respected our sovereignty as a separate nation, but they wanted to tell us what to do with our fluoride. All right, so this next bit, we did a 4-hour election special on CJTR. Oh, by the way, thanks huge to CJTR, Neil Adams, the station director of WB. Oh yeah, I was supposed to do station IDs. No, you're listening to 91.3 FM CJTR, Regina Community Radio. Access now. Sorry, I keep forgetting. Because yeah, we've been taken over by Access, and it's a nice takeover. No, it is. Actually, Access has been awesome. Yeah, they've been great. So, but yeah, we did a 4-hour election special with Larissa and Alex, who are here somewhere, and Pat, and David. Yeah, he's here somewhere, I believe. David. Pat, are you here? I can't see anything.
I see no Pat.
Okay. So anyways, while we're doing this 4-hour show, Aidan wrote this. This is like a summation, in verse.
Yes.
Of what happened that night, the big surprise that caught us all off guard at the end of the election.
Yeah, there was, if you may recall, nobody expected Chad to win, but everybody voted for him. So, seems like a contradiction, but anyway. So I wrote this as the evening wore on. It became more and more likely and obvious that Chad was going to take the city, and just thought I'd reenact it for you guys. This is called Fresh Chad of QC. See, just to be clear, this is a story all about how the city got flipped, turned upside down. So I'd like to take a minute. Sit right there. Sit right there, John. Good. And I'll tell you how we all elected the Chad with good hair. In Regina, we were his kids. We're all born and raised at construction sites where he spent most of his days, moosing up, managing projects all cool, waiting for the voters to get angry at Lost and Cool. When a couple of lords who were up to no good started putting up some billboards in the neighborhood. He ran in one mayoral race, and the voters thought of Fougere. They said, we gotta cast our vote for the Chad with good hair. Well, election night came and the lines grew long. But incumbents didn't sense there was anything wrong. The voters got restless as they stood in the queue, but when they got into the booth, they knew what to do. When they considered what they wanted from a mayoral role, their pencils started scratching in Baczynski's hole. And when the polls closed down and the votes were in, the people had elected Mayor Hot Tin Tin. Now there's tons of fresh faces at City Hall, and the next damaged weirdo is anyone's call. No Nelson, no Hawkins, no Ori. What? We've got a pan load of jokes, but we've got no butt. There's hope for a Bizo or a Syphilis, I guess. Wow, was I right? And who knows what a Turnbull might do under stress. The future of council may be hard to see, but we'll be mocking them all at the QCIB.
Okay, we've actually come to the end of our formal program for the first annual Urban Optimization Conference and Networking Seminar. We're going to be moving on to the networking portion. But do we have time for like a quick couple of questions?
Just a couple of questions.
Okay, we have time for 2 questions because we're a bit over time already. Does anybody have any questions for the QCIB? Any like hot council stuff that you need to know anything about? No?
Do you want to know how I got my scalp so shiny? It's genetics.
All right.
Costco membership with our taxes now?
The question was, do we get a Costco membership with our taxes now? I'm thinking Shannon didn't show up because we keep on referring to West Terra as, I believe, the splooge pile of the world. Yeah, that's kind of nice. But anyway, yes, you do.
We will guarantee it.
And if we don't get you that, we'll get you all the reasonable bits you could possibly want. For your cereal, for your bank account.
Okay, well, if there's no other questions, I want to thank you all for coming. We've been doing this show, in October it's going to be 10 years that we've been doing this show. We are every Thursday at 7 p.m. on 91.3 FM CJTR, rebroadcast Mondays at 3 p.m.
Yep, just in time for the drive home.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear that song, Paul's song, being broadcast to families.
And yeah, you can find all of our shows going back 10 years are on our website, QCIB.com. You can also find us on the CJTR website. And we're both on Blue Sky.
Yes.
And our live tweet city council meetings is at PD City Hall every Wednesday from Blue Sky. So if you're sick like me, please follow along. But yeah, and our awesome theme music, which I can't activate, is by Ryan Hill, aka Guy Wire, who is awesome. Thank you so much. When we got that song to go with the name Queen City Improvement Bureau, it kind of like set the tone and mood for our entire show. So, yeah. So should we call to adjourn?
Yeah. You know, we moved to adjourn, but you already did my Roman shtick.
I stepped on your toes.
You stepped on my outro toes. I don't know, they're really weird long toes. Anyway, yes, you've been listening to the Queen City Improvement Bureau, 91.3 FM. Access Community Radio. Thank you all so much for coming out. We'll probably be going downstairs, so if you want to chat, we'll be there. Thanks again.
Keep it going, great morning, Shannon, everybody! This has been your first annual Urban Optimization Conference and Networking Seminar. Thank you for coming. You can network now. We're going to have a little intermission. You can stick around for the next show, The Fringe Survivors. Go ahead, grab a drink, make a donation, hang out. Thanks for coming. See you in a bit.